right, guys, welcome back. I'm going to be painting the Arabian cabinet today. All the Tato games and parts left just now. We got him all loaded up. I'm not really going to talk about that. I was, but it's not the right thing to do. So we're all good. He left. I didn't charge him a dime for what I did. So he has everything back that he brought here and more. And he got 2 games restored for free. Pickup truck is leaving here shortly. I need to blow off the dust, blow the interior out, and clean the windows. And this is on its way. I got to get a hold of that guy. The Arabian cabinet, oops, sorry guys. The Arabian cabinet is in the spray booth. I got to clean it up real good and wipe it down and everything. And I'm going to put the white on the sides first, let it set for an hour or 2, and then I'm going to be sandblasting parts for the lift kit for the Chevy pickup truck. I got to get that stuff painted this week. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, I'm going to do a separate video on fixing this plexiglass to the best of my ability. Will it be perfect? No, probably not, because there are some cracking going on in it. But this is what happens when a gun game, when the rubber grommets or bushings wear out and the gun slops forward and it hits the screen. Once the guns start hitting the screen, of course the kids have to beat the crap out of the game, because that's just what they did back in the day. I feel much better just getting some of these people out of my life. I don't plan on taking jobs from anybody I don't know anymore. There's a couple arcade guys I'll do work for, and there's a couple car guys that I'll do work for. Just had a talk with the guy actually that I'm doing these suspension parts for. The guy I'm doing the suspension parts for, I do work for him on houses, cars. I painted that 59 Impala convertible. I just do all sorts of stuff for him, and he has tons of work for me. So between him and a couple other people, that's all I need to deal with. I've dealt with them for 30 years plus, so I know how everything works. I used to have 0 issues with the public doing work for people, and within the past couple years, it's just turned to shit. Everybody is just selfish, wants everything for nothing, doesn't want to wait for anything, don't want to pay a fair wage. I'm the cheapest guy you'll ever find to do anything for, and the reason why I'm cheap is because I know I can get it done fast, and I know it's not worth paying the money that these shops and stuff charge people to do stuff. I couldn't do it. I would feel horrible, you know. Some of these paint jobs on these cars are 20, 30 grand at a body shop. I could never charge somebody that kind of money for a paint job. It's just not worth it. I mean, why would you put more money in your car than it's even worth? But I always try to do the right thing, and unfortunately lately it's been burning me in the ass. And I just don't like the way people think that everybody's entitled to everything. Like, I feel like everybody thinks that I'm just supposed to help everybody out for free, which I don't mind giving you a good deal, but I can't work for free, guys. You know, this is a business. This is how I make money. This is how I pay my bills. This is how I support my arcade addiction, I guess you'd call it. It's how I put clothes on my body and food in my stomach and all that stuff, you know. We put on a light show at the house for Christmas for free for anybody who wants to come and see it. We try to do so much stuff, and unfortunately, with the way the world is these days, you gotta kind of just take a step back, find your closest knit of people that you trust, stay within there, and just don't go outside of it anymore. Unfortunately, it sucks because I really like doing stuff for people, and being able to, for somebody to be able to have something nice, have something restored that they're not capable of doing. Even though I try to make as many videos as I can and try to tell people that, yes, you can do this yourself. Some people out there just physically can't do it, and I get it, and I understand it. Do I think most people can do this stuff? Yes, I really, really do. If you really buckle down, you could do anything. Anybody can do anything. You just got to put your mind to it. and keep trying. Are you gonna fail? Yes. How many times have I failed on a car paint job? How many times do I still screw up car paint jobs? All the time, guys. It happens all the time. Sometimes I show it, sometimes I don't show it. But it's just how life is. And if you don't keep trying and you let people get the best of you, you'll never move forward in life. And even though these past 2 experiences sucked, they weren't horrible. They could have been worse, I guess I would say. But they weren't going the way I wanted them to go. So I cut ties with them. I left on the high end because I didn't charge for the arcade games and I didn't charge for the truck. So there's nothing I did wrong other than try to make people's dreams come true by trying to get stuff done for them. So it's all you can do, guys. And I appreciate everybody who supports me on this channel and my other channel. And I will still keep making content more and more because I am literally slammed with work. I have work that I don't even know how I'm going to get done, to be honest with you. But and I have no problem videoing it because hopefully, if I make 1,000 videos and it helps one person, then I did what I was supposed to do. You know what I mean? I hope it helps more than one person, and I hope it inspires people to want to do stuff for themselves because that's what it's all about, guys. The hobby to me is the chase, fixing it, finding the parts, fixing it, bringing it back to what it originally was. And there's really no reason why anybody can't do it. Okay, so, you know, these Tato cabinets, yes, I paint the side art, okay? You don't have to paint the side art, guys. You can put vinyl on there, okay? Is it incorrect? Yes. Is it a deal breaker? No, because you know what? Even if you put vinyl side art on there, you're still saving the cabinet. You know what I mean? If you do the body work to it and you at least stop the process of further corrosion, erosion, whatever you want to call it, that's what matters, is just getting these games back together, working again like they once did. Having 30 games, 20 games like I do right now in the back shop in a million pieces, that's not what they're meant to be. They're meant to be together and working. Obviously, I'll get to them because that's just how I am. I would never let them sit there for too long. But same thing with these old cars. You want to get them back on the road. What good is it having a bunch of old cars that are sitting in a building or sitting outside that will never get restored? What does that do? It just rots. They rot away. Get them on the road. Do they have to be show quality museum pieces? No. Get them working. Get them driving. Who gives a crap? I'm 49 years old, okay? And, you know, if I'm alive in 30 years, do you think it's going to matter that I had a show car or my arcade, every game in my arcade was in perfect shape? No, it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to remember you for that. They're going to remember you for, you know, getting stuff done and helping people out. That's what it's all about. Somebody last night on YouTube sent me a message, and then he emailed me and said that the control panel on the Berserk cabinet is actually a Frenzy control panel, and I didn't know that. I was questioning why it was so light colored blue. It turns out he had a control panel. He has an empty control panel, and he offered to give it to me, and I was like, well, can I at least pay for shipping? And he doesn't want any money. Makes me feel bad. You know, I'm not looking for anything for free, guys. That's why I don't do a membership. That's why I don't want people to give me $1, $2, $3 a month, because I'm not picking your pockets. What I'm trying to do is help people fix their games, and hopefully the process that I use, you guys can use that in combination with other people's stuff and hopefully come out with a good end result. I'm not saying what I do is 100% correct or the only way to do it, because it's not, because there's 10 different ways you can do something and still end up with an awesome end result. You know what I mean? You don't have to have the best of the tools. Everybody thinks I have like the greatest tools and stuff like that. Dude, more than half of my tools came from Harbor Freight, and I'm proud to admit it because they work. And I was smart enough to quit spending money on high dollar tools back in the years ago, and still get the same results. Once you get used to doing stuff and you get a talent for it, it doesn't matter what your tools are. It's the person using the tools. Keep that in mind. Don't feel ashamed because your neighbor's got all Milwaukee or DeWalt tools in his whole garage and he spent $30,000. Because you know what? You can go to Harbor Freight and spend $5,000, and if you're just as talented as that guy, you're going to do the same work as that guy that has $30,000 worth of tools. Keep all that stuff in mind, guys. I am a deal finder. Everything I find is a deal. All those toolboxes in my back tool room, those were all 50% off from Sears. 25 years ago, when a Sears was going out of business, I bought all their toolboxes for half off. And I painted them, repainted them as they got nicked up and beat up. I've had those tools since I was young, those toolboxes, and I'm keeping them. And I'll never get rid of them. And I don't care that they're not Snap-on or some high dollar, oh, I got roller ball bearings on my drawers. I don't give a shit. So it's a little harder to push open and close. I don't care, you know? But just figured I'd let you know what was going on. I'm not upset or anything. It is what it is. I made my peace. I said what I had to say to both people. I was as nice as I could be. And that's how I was raised. And I'm just going to keep going on with life. And I don't let people bring me down, and I don't let people keep me from doing what I'm going to do in life. I will keep moving forward. Same thing when people comment on my videos and say, you know, you should do this, you should do that. Your butt crack's hanging out. Your, I don't know, it's just like dumb shit. And I don't care. I don't care. I'm not going to make YouTube videos like every other YouTuber out there. That's not me. I am not going to copy somebody else, what somebody else did on another channel. Okay. I'm not trying to be somebody else. This is who I am. These clothes that I wear that are filthy and ripped up, and my filthy boots, this is me 7 days a week, guys. Unless I have to go somewhere important, this is what I'm wearing. Junk clothes, pants, shirts, and shit I buy from Walmart. Some of the shirts we make. I don't have any expensive clothes or shoes. That's not what it's about. I don't have fancy, expensive vehicles. The newest vehicle I have is a 2021 Ford Bronco with a cracked windshield because I'm too cheap to spend $1,000 for a new windshield. But I would rather have old things that I fixed with my two hands than to go out and buy something already done. So, and that's what my channel is about. Both of them is to hopefully inspire you guys to go out there, get your hands dirty, finish a project. And once you start finishing projects, I don't know what it is. For me, it's like a fuel that feeds the fire. It just gives me more and more inspiration to keep going. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be 70 years old and sitting on the chair wondering or wishing I would have done this or that. I'm not a person that travels a lot, so that's not like a thing that I do a lot of. I probably will do a little bit more of it in the future. I do plan on getting a camper, and it would be kind of nice to go to some places. But a lot of my friends, they travel all the time. They're always going out of the country and stuff, and good if that's what they want to do. And they, some of them will be like, well, it's all you do is work. That's all I do is work because that's what I enjoy doing. If that's all I like doing was traveling, then that's what I would be doing. I'd be traveling. I don't just because everybody I know goes and travels and does all this stuff, I don't follow the bandwagon because that's not me and that's just not what I'm into. I don't fault anybody for that. And once again, if you have tons of money and money is no object to you, and you can go out and buy all fully restored arcade games and put them in your basement, then if that's what you want to do, I'll support you, and that's what you do. You know what I mean? If you don't have the ability to do it, the want to do it, and you just want to have nice games, then do it. Me personally, when I go in the basement, I remember where every game came from, what I did to it, and it makes me feel proud, I guess I would say. I could stand back and be like, I built that, you know what I mean? I made this down here. And it just makes you feel good. And it's not even about money or who has the better games or anything like that. You could have, I don't like one-up games, guys. They're junk. But if that's what you're into and that's what you can afford and that's what makes you happy, then do it. If you want to line your basement with 100 one-up arcade games, do it. Send me pictures because I want to at least see it, because it's still going to look cool. Even though, yeah, they're one-up games from Walmart. I get it. But it's still going to look cool. If it's just full of them, why wouldn't it? You know what I mean? I guess if I was into one-up games, I would probably build myself platforms around the whole room, and I'd set them all up on there. I'd probably make it look pretty cool. But But whatever you do, just do it to the fullest. Do it to the best of your ability, and just keep challenging yourself. Keep trying to, do more and more and more. I'm not a big circuit board repair guy by any means. Will I get more into it? I don't know, because my brain doesn't function like that, to where that's a whole different scenario of troubleshooting and figuring out, you know what I mean? What I've done my whole life is making stuff look good. So that's a different aspect. I'm trying to learn more and more about it, but there's just some things I'll probably never catch on to. And that's okay, because I know that, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm not by any means the best arcade restore guy out there. I'm sure there's people out there that can run circles around me. Look at Arcade Jason, for instance. That guy can fix just about anything that comes his way. And that is a level of intelligence that I just don't have. And there's nothing wrong with that. I can admit that. I'm not that smart of a person compared to him. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to quit rambling. I just figured I'd make a short video letting you know what was going on. And there's going to be a video tonight on getting that cabinet painted. And then we're going to get that in the basement. And we got to start putting stuff together down there. I have Arabian down there. I got to finish Space Duel, which I'm still waiting on a monitor. But I need to go to his house and at least get the rest of the parts, so we can at least get the cabinet 95% together minus the monitor. He's busy, and I get that, and I won't hound him to get the monitor done, because I know how it is, and I know how it is when people hound you. So I won't be that guy. If he gets it done in 6 months, then it's 6 months. It is what it is. He's doing me a favor by doing it. I'm not going to bitch about it by any means. But anyways, we got to get the Arabian together. We got to get Space Duel as far together as I can. I want to take the kicks cabinet sides and front out of the basement. We're going to repaint them Alpine ski. So I'm going to re-stencil them, paint them for the Alpine ski. That's down there. I have to get Space Firebird done, which I keep waiting to send the board out to Mike's Arcade. I'm going to get to that this week. I'm working on a job not far from my house this week, so I'm going to make it a point to get to the post office and send it on to him so that he can fix that. So that's 4 games right there. I have to try that JAMA board, switcher board that guy sent me, to see if it'll work in the Simpsons bowling game, so we can get that put back together. I need to finish the harness for Kickman, because I have the Tron harness literally ripped apart, and I'm starting to get a little worried because it's been apart for a long time. And I'm starting to think in my head, I'm like, crap, I hope I figure out how this thing goes back together. But I will get it figured out. So we have to finish Kickman still too. So I need to start buckling down and getting those things done in the basement before I go on to another game out here. As far as restoring another one out here, once the Arabian cabinet goes in the basement, I'm gonna go ahead and go down there, and we're gonna start working to get those things finished up down there and cleaned up, because I have parts everywhere, I have tools everywhere, and I just need to get a little bit more organized down there, so it's a little bit less stressful, I guess I'd say. But once I do and get all that stuff caught up, I want to build 2 countertop arcades. One for that Tri-Sport game, and one for a Wheel of Fortune. And I'm going to put them on the counter in my basement. I just think it'd be something cool. I have 2 12-inch flat screen monitors we're going to use in them. So I want to get those done, and then we're going to get back on to doing games out here. My buddy who repaired the Tempest monitor for me, he really wants me to get Tempest done. So I think Tempest is going to be one of the next games I do out here. Tempest, I know a lot of people want to see me do the Gorf, so we'll do Gorf. And then we'll probably get into some of these other games, as far as I do want to get that Frogger done pretty quickly, because I don't want it to get damaged. I need still working on trying to clean out that building so that I can get concrete poured. Obviously, I've lost some money on these last couple jobs, so it's going to be a little bit longer before I'm going to be able to afford concrete out there, because what I like to do with the jobs out here that I do is half of them I try to save up the money from them to further invest into the building and getting it done. But sometimes things don't work out, but that's fine. I have plenty of other work that'll take the place of what I lost on those. Some people agree with me sending this stuff on the way without charging. Some say I should still charge, but I'm not that person. I would rather not feel liable for anything that was done. I'd rather just move on, be the better person, and deal with it. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate everybody once again. I know this is a long, rambling video, but I'll see you guys later, and we're going to get that cabinet painted. We're going to be using base coat white, which dries in an hour. I'll probably let it set for 2. Then we'll use black base coat, and then we'll use a satin clear over top. So thanks, guys. See you later.